Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm just starting a live stream titled Tired of Trying to Fit In because I think that's somehow what I'm trying to do. Part of being a human being is having fellowship with others. And no matter how much of a loner you might be, you might find yourself seeking like minded people, people who might share the same interests that you have. And in doing that, we find that we have to put up filters. We have to guard ourselves. We can't just go joining communities just because. Peace and love, Sheba Lolo. So I'm just talking. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything other than that. Um, I'm talking about trying to fit in and coming to the realization that sometimes you have to draw a very distinct line in between what you call community and what you call maybe family, what you call like minded. And sometimes it means the whole thing of trying to fit in. Sometimes it means um, that you're going to find that there is no specific place and that you are in your own uniqueness, sort of a standalone, and you'll find that people will, peace and love, KSR, you'll find that people who understand you, in particularly if you're not a facetious person or a person that is trying to uh, hurt the people, you'll find people who understand you that are like-minded and peace and love. That's Chief Natcher, Uga Uga. And sometimes you'll find people who are like-minded, but you know, definitely will have differences, and maybe sometimes the differences will be differences that will mean you stay in your lane and they stay in their lane, and that's, you know, that's enough. That's right, the landlords. But what I'm finding is that the main the main layer of foundation that I am finding among the people who I reach, who I feel some connection with, is that we innately know who we are, the landlords. Um, what to do about it? How long do we lay low? How long do we wait for the right combination of people to come together before we start moving on things that we find factual or useful to share, to you know, to share with the people? And trying to determine that is, you know, not easy to do. It's not easy to not say anything sometimes, you know, to sit in the chats and just listen, um, to work out the fine details of what one platform you may find some peace in has against another platform that you found some peace in. For most of us, it's really not about entertainment. It's about trying to get something done. And for me, it is the genealogy. And when I initially came out into the YouTube community, I already had been doing some personal genealogy and looking at who I am from a biological point of view, because my grandparents only told us so much, and the connections to the older people were rapidly becoming unlikely. Meaning, if I could get phone numbers out of old phone books that may have been left, I may make the call and find that those numbers are changed, and I can only speak with people, who are in the generations that don't know any more than what they were left with. And so I had cousins who had taken the DNA test, and when you start talking about DNA, it's really taboo, and I get it. It's not that I don't get it, um, but I did have cousins that were already taking DNA tests and trusted me, older cousins who trusted me to dig in because they didn't understand it. And, they were just curious about what they heard about themselves. They heard they were Indian. They figured maybe if they took a DNA test, it would prove that. So on entering my plight with trying to figure out everything I heard about, I entered it with family who were older family, people who were born and are on the census reports, born in 1940s. And Peace and Love, Indigenous Copper Indian. Is that Indigenous Original Copper Indian? Peace and love. Pony Locks, peace and love to you. Greetings. And I came into an environment of people who were trying to find out if the stories were true. And the only thing that we could do is take people who had taken those tests and see if we could make something of it. Could we be looking at connecting to our past and finding out where people were? And I'm not encouraging people to take the DNA test, but what I am encouraging people is that if someone in your family did take that test, rather than let it lie there dormant, not working for you in any way, that you can use it to make those connections. See if you can reach someone who has a part of the story on that end. Okay, let's see. Liz, you are saying, okay, can you leave your email? Please do. And I would love to, what I can do, if you want to do a back chat, I will put the link in the chat, and you can just come in and put the email in the back chat. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link in. This link is going to be specifically for Liz to come in. And I won't put you up on the panel. I'll just put you up for you to be able to come into the back chat. I think you'll be able to do that if I bring you up and then put you back into the back area. So all I'm saying is that I get a little frustrated because I do use the DNA option. I have collected many of my family who have taken the test prior to me beginning my search, and I've used it to verify documentation, and I've used it And I'm an amateur. I am not a specialist. I am not a professional genealogist. I do genealogy because I love doing it. It is a passion that I had no idea about. I I will try to stay out of chats to bring that to that point of interest, because that is what has provoked me today, is because whenever I have gone on to any platform or chat and said anything regarding DNA, I get badgered, and I don't mean to suggest it in any harmful way. What I will say is that I don't know a lot about yeah, it's better to stay it's better to stay I think neutral in terms of panel discussions and out of chats. It's just probably better to just watch. And we don't know who we are. I realize that being dormant is not always being dormant. Sometimes you are like a seed in the dirt and absorbing the nutrients that you're going to get to become whatever plant, flower, whatever thing of substance. Yep, that's right, KSR. So, I am going to keep it moving. I don't, intend to change anything that I'm doing. I just, have to have a lot more discipline about sharing my point of view, and just, keep moving, just like you saying, keep it moving. So, I said that I'm tired of trying to fit in. And that is how I began this specific stream. And I want to get back to that. I'm not planning on staying on very long. I mean that in your search for self, and many of us were in the process of that search for self that brought us here to my platform, that brought us to many of the platforms. And now there is a big movement to make a choice in which place you'll be in terms of uh, supporting platforms. And undoubtedly, it is important to expose if people are doing are running scams or doing anything that is harmful to the people. And much of this is trial and error, and people just want to do something. And we feel a sense of emergency to do something and soon, because nobody's going to help us, is how I've heard it. But us, we're going to have to help ourselves. And in helping ourselves, we will make the links. We will create the web of protection that we need to cover ourselves and our children and our families and then communities. I believe that. And I believe that it will be an act of God in any way that you observe God as being, that will protect us and enlighten us on what it is we need to be doing, where, when, and how. So, we have to save ourselves, fact and truth. And this is the truth. Do we have to and need to move in big numbers? maybe we won't have that choice. Maybe we will have to rely more on this act of God that I'm speaking of before we come to that place where we all see who we really are and how we can really be helpful to one another. When everything around you falls down, you'll see who's still standing. And, those will be the people who you will have to make a decision about working with or against. KSR, did you want to come up on the panel, or did you want me just to maybe post on the screen the point that you wanted to get out? Peace and love, Akia. So in my most humblest self and way of saying, if there is something that you are giving to the community of people that you like to reach, then just use your heart and keep giving that. And if there is something that you feel strongly needs to be exposed to help the people that you love and want to protect, then by all means, that's what you should do. If you're undecided about which way to go, sometimes you just have to be still. And in being still, like being the seed in the dirt, all the nutrients and all the information that needs to come to you for you to grow. Okay, KSR, for you to grow, we have to believe it'll come to us, Not saying that people should be paralyzed. I'm gonna put the number up. If you don't, you could just yeah. Well, the thing is, that's the thing. I would have to do it through. I don't have my phone charged. That's the problem. I left my charger at my sister's, and I don't have another one. So I wonder if you can join me on the panel. Okay, Liz. Liz Robinson, I just need, so let me see if I come over to your channel, maybe it will guide me to your email. But I don't think I have your email. KSR, I have a number change. So if you can click the link and come to the back chat, I can give you it. I'll put the link in the chat again, and I can put my phone number in that back chat. I'll put the link in once more. And then, oh, you can't call me because my phone is dead. I have a new number and the phone is dead. so Liz, I had dropped the link in for you earlier because I would like to do that. So what I'm going to do, everyone, I'm not going to end the broadcast yet, but I am going to mute myself, and I'm going to move over to see if I have an email that I can use real quick. I'm just going to mute out for just a few minutes. KSR. Okay, so you would, yeah, tap that link, and then that'll put you in the studio, and then I can either you can come up and you can you could create your avatar. You don't have to show your background and everything. And Liz, I don't know how to email you. Let me give another try at that. KSR, I'm waiting to see if you're going to show up. Okay, I'm going to email you right now. I can do that while I am on. So I'm just sharing thoughts. I'm really not trying to create any kind of vibe other than the vibe that is saying that we have to continue to do our own individual selves while we work out the details of trying to do others, trying to include others in our doing. That, it is extremely important to it's extremely important to let's see. All right. All right. So I'm just trying to do this. So what I'm going to do is, okay, I see you. Okay, KSR. Now, if you go back, if you exit, and if you want, you can, I hope you can hear me. If you want, you can come up on the stream, but you should be able to go to the back chat. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. I'm going to, okay, I'm going to add you to the stream. Okay, now if you don't mind, I can hear you, and you are on the stream.
Okay, cool. Peace, everybody. Just want to get something real quick or whatever that I've been thinking about for like a couple of weeks or whatnot. Can you hear me still?
Yep, I can hear you. I just took myself down, so you got the screen all to yourself right now.
Okay. So I was on a couple forums or whatnot, or I was listening to a couple videos and stuff like that, and I was in the chat, and I chimed in a little bit, just saying like I feel like people need to, I feel like it's time to link up on the soil or whatever, and that means like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like a big super huge gathering or nothing like that. Which, if it leads to that, that's cool. But I just honestly feel like what we the information that we coming across, and all this stuff that we getting in our head and stuff, it all got to do with the Most High. I feel, you know what I mean? I feel like the people who a lot of us are saying that we come from and stuff like that, the ancients and stuff like that, I feel like these people were connected together, and they were connected to the land. They were connected to the land in a way that we probably can't even imagine unless we try it ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, just for example or whatever, whether it's the Mayas, the Incans, or the Aztecs, or the tribes up here in North America, people were like worshiping the land, if that makes sense or whatever, and worshiping the sun and stuff like that. And somehow these people were able to, get the knowledge that they needed, the science or whatever. They was able to, I guess, get the love that they needed. They got it all from the land. And me personally, I just feel like if we gonna get anywhere, You know what I mean? Like it's good to know the history. It's good to know all these laws. It's good to know, it's definitely good to do genealogy and everything like that. But I honestly just feel like, how far are we gonna get just, getting the information unless we, link up and let like our minds and stuff like that focus on, let's say 20 people, right? Let's say 20 of us get together up under the sun and we all just out there on the same page, like, yo, I mean, you know what I'm saying? History is messed up, world is messed up, we've been confused, we've been lied to, maybe we've been doing wrong or whatever. And I just think I think it would be good to just get a couple people that's on that same page or whatever, and just like get up under the sun or get amongst the water, or put them bare feet on the ground and just say, hey, we recognize, you know what I mean, and we just want to give it all back, you know what I mean? We apologize, we just want to give it all back. I don't know if that's making like perfect sense right now.
It is making sense. That KSR, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, that I did. I remember seeing you make that comment on maybe a couple of videos back, uploads back, and I agree. And I think that is true. Like we could put down even, I mean, genealogy is the key. It's the key for people to know who they are, and it is very important. That's why other people are so set on knowing who they are. We haven't had the luxury of keeping up the same way, but if we put all of that aside, I think what you're talking about is more important than the genealogy, or as important as knowing who you are, because people do, we're blessed with a family or into a family environment because that is the way the cards fell. That is who you have to go back to for rest and peace. That's who you should be able to go back to if all things are natural, and good. But if we had to put everything down, I would say the next important thing is to do exactly what you're saying to do, to meet up somewhere, or even in the same place that we all are in, and agree on a time that we're going to put our bare feet on the ground and offer up some salutation of sorrow and admonishment to the Creator for what we do have and what we do, the blessings that we are receiving at just what life is. And then, and to do something like that would benefit us,
I think so too. I think that'll benefit us a whole lot. And even if it's, a benefit that we can't even see right off, you know what I mean? Just getting out there and, like I said, letting the Most High know, just being amongst everything that He gave us and stuff, just simply letting them know, like, look, I mean, we know it's messed up or whatever. And,
right.
Maybe we had a part in it.
Right.
We did it, or you know what I'm saying? Whoever we are, and that's like on the globally tip too. Just everybody just recognize that who you come from may have done wrong under the Most High, may not have done wrong under the Most High, but the Most High is giving you everything that you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's giving you everything that you need. So no matter who you are, if you really see what's going on out here in the world and whatnot, you know what I mean? You just basically want to, give your thanks and say your I'm sorry, if you will, or whatnot, and just say, hey, you know what I mean? Like I'm with you regardless. You know what I mean? I'm with the land. I'm with the sun. I'm with the, I'm with everything that you gave us. I just think that'll help out a whole lot, and that's. I ain't really get to explain it that much, on the comment or whatever. But I did want some eyes to see that though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, definitely for us, yes. But at the end of the day, it don't matter who you are. You know what I mean? Like if you feel, if you see the world for what it really is, and if you see what's really going on out here, and you know that it's not right or whatever. It's time to link up on the soil and, get them like minds together just for a few minutes, you know what I mean, and just say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I understand, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I know this ain't right, and you know, I'm with you.
For a long time, just in my thinking, I said, whatever has happened, it has happened for some reason. Maybe something happened, and because you hear the stories, we raised up on stories, biblical stories that tell us, people were doing this, and they received punishment because of it, in terms of like acts of God. And so, you grow up with those kinds of stories, and you automatically think, something had to have happened ancestrally, that our people have suffered such in this way. And whatever that thing is, to try to make some homage to get it up off of us, I think, like, how you're thinking is a really good idea. And for some period of time, I have talked here and there about meeting up at, like, places where people can meet up at, that people have agreed are mounds. Just thinking,
Right.
but just thinking of places that might be reasonable places for people to try to connect together. Or,
Right.
are you even saying just picking a time that we can all agree that we're going to make sure that we're in a certain place to do this at, like, a same time?
I put it like this. So I'm in North Carolina, right? You know, if anybody else is in North Carolina or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, we all know, most places in North Carolina or whatever, like we all might, you know.
You're buffering. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're buffering right now, and that tells me that we on the same page. That tells, because we trying to put something together. But say that again.
Okay, so long story short, like I said, I'm in North Carolina or whatever. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Somebody on this, in the community, as we call it or whatever, somebody might be from Raleigh, Greensboro, whatever, just a couple cities in North Carolina. All of North Carolina, we in North Carolina already. Let's go ahead and link up and try, what we're talking about right now, whatever. And then, you in Tennessee, get a couple Tennessee people to do the same thing. And, basically at some point in time, everybody in the community, once you start doing that or whatever.
Okay.
Verify people too, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, not saying verify. I know where you live or whatever, or what. Go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was buffering a little bit, but what I'm thinking is that we heard enough to get the idea. And what I did is I put my email in the chat. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and start up a environment where what we can do is, first of all, I will try to put together a central time. You're on Eastern time, right? Is that what they call it? They don't call it Eastern. Yeah, do they call it Eastern time?
Right.
So for you, so what time is it right now for you? Okay, I don't know. You might have to go out and come back in. I don't know if you answered. What time is it for Eastern time?
It's 11.
Okay, so it's going to be 12 noon in about. Okay, so it's going to be 12 noon for him. I am 1 o'clock. It's going to be. I'm on Central time. Yes, I can hear you. So, okay, so at 12 o'clock. Okay, look, at 12 o'clock. So for me, it's going to be 1 o'clock. my time. We're gonna
Right.
go with Eastern time, 12 o'clock. So in about 2 minutes, we're gonna all hear. I want everybody here in about 2 minutes. We're gonna just take 60 seconds. And I want everybody, whether you driving, no matter what you're doing, for 60 seconds, I want you to just take that minute and I want you to reflect and I want you to make a small token of prayer or however you meditate to your to the ancestors, to the creator of all things, the most high. And let's just take 1 minute and we're going to use that a silent minute that we'll all, I'm going to put my phone on mute, KSR, I'm going to put yours on mute, your thing on mute, and we're just going to take a single minute and then we'll come back here. And then everybody, we're going to try to see if we can start making a meetup where we can figure a meetup where we could get together physically in these different places. So we probably got about a minute and a half,
Okay.
and I want you all to try to do this. Yep,
Okay,
you can.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
good job. Akia says she's in her yard. If you could put your feet on some ground, I'm gonna go. As a matter of fact, I'm finna take myself and I'm going to my backyard.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, what I was trying to say was, let's say me and you have never met before, never talked before, but we seen each other. I've seen you post comments and you've seen me post comments, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's say you may be in Indiana or something like that. Now, if everybody from North Carolina link on up and you done seen me do comments and stuff like that, and then somebody, let's say, your people link up in Indiana or whatever, you know, or you might know someone, you might know one of the North Carolina people that ended up meeting me at this thing. So that way, that the North Carolina tie that you got to be like, well, yeah, I did meet him, real person, or whatever, like-minded. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much all the states try to link up together first, and then verify amongst that or whatever, because we gonna know different people in
Right.
different places or whatever. But
Right.
the single states link up first.
Right. Right. So
Yeah,
what we could do is we could start off. We could start off with I put my email and we could start trying to develop a network that people can just start, just saying where you're from. You can email me, tell me where you're from, and then I'll email you back a list of other people who are from that specific area just by their YouTube name. Okay, let me tell you, it's time for the minute, y'all.
I'm ready.
So I'm a Okay, peace and love, y'all. KSI, I think it's been a minute. Let's see. Peace and love. Okay, so let's just hope. Let's just hope that worked. Let's hope that brings us some kind of commitment to what we trying to do. I went outside and put my bare feet in my backyard grass too.
That's good. I'm driving this van. I wish I could do the same, but definitely got out what I needed to just now. Can you hear me?
Okay, I don't know. I was in my yard. I think I got farther away from my connection than I.
Oh, okay.
That felt pretty good.
It did. It
Okay,
did.
Liz, let me see. Let me see. Okay, KSI, you can go ahead. I'm gonna take myself off the stream. I want you just, if you have a few more words you want to say. Oh, wonderful! I did too. I did too, Sheba.
I'm gonna just put my email out there or whatnot. Like I said, it's to anybody. I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I want to say I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I had no idea about who I was or where I came from until about, I say maybe almost a year ago. You know what I mean? Everything I've learned since I've been on that path or whatever, it's I don't even have any words for it. I don't have any words for it. I lived with my grandma for like 25 years. She passed away a couple of years ago. She always told me that her mother and father was Indian. She told me a little about their background. I broke some of it down before she passed. Just looking into it now, stuff is checking out. Probably not back as far as I want to be or whatnot, but I got the basic idea. And at the end of the day, I know it's tribes, it's families, it's clans or whatnot. But at the end of the day, to me, everything that we got was given to us. We got something greater out there than anything we know. And just try to get back to it. That's how I feel like they was doing back in the day. That's how I feel like the ancients made it. And, they learned their ways and got their civilizations and their cultures and stuff like that. I think the cultures came from the sun, the water, the trees, the dirt. Period. So let's get back to that. Peace, everybody.
I totally agree, and I'm so happy that you decided to join me so that we could have even just that minute of connecting like that, and so I do hope that people who are here will use my email, and let's try to see if we can hook up. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate everybody that came through. And, I'm just looking forward to this network because it has to happen. We need this to happen, and we don't know, what might come of it, what might become because we decided to step out on some leap of faith saying that if we'll just do that, then something great will happen. So, with that, I'm going to say, KSI, I appreciate you. I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'll let you have the final few words and then I'll end. Yes, let's do. Sheba says, let's do this again. So, let's do this again soon and often. I think that's a great idea because even if it's just the people that are here and are able to put 1 minute in and go out and do that, we're doing something. So, KSI, do you mind if I remove myself and then I will go ahead and end the broadcast when you say something final?
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, okay. Well, I done talked a great deal, I guess. So I'm gonna just put my email out there. It's KRUTH kroof, the number's 812 at iCloud.com. Like I said, my little quick idea was to just start up with individual states or whatever. If you're in the same state, try to link up, man, and just, have a conversation about, why you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm putting that in the chat. You said K as in kite. R.
Yeah, K is. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Say each letter and each.
K is in kite.
Uh-huh.
R is in Robert.
Okay.
U as in up.
Okay.
T as in toddler.
Okay.
H as in heckler.
Okay.
And the number's 812 at iCloud.com.
Okay. I'm putting that in the chat.
Okay. And like I
That's
said,
in the chat.
my little quick idea was to just, start up with individual states. You know what I mean? Just talk about why you even here on YouTube. You know what I mean? Talk about why you even look at these videos. Just, start with that. And, from that way, people get verified because, people, have relationships with different people in different places in the community or whatever. Get the bare feet on the ground and, get amongst the elements. Get amongst the elements. And I feel like I'm from here. From what I've been seeing and the little stuff I've been doing, it's checking out to me, and it's checking out for my family, it's checking out for other people. You know what I mean? So, link up on the soil. Thank you too, Empress, for having me. And that's it.